You are listening to 600 Saga. Today's feature is You Sunk My Battleship, Again, by Elise Abram. B2, she says. It's a direct hit. Like she knows exactly where I've put my battleships. And of course she does. I'm the one out of time this time. In this scenario, I'm Mable. And she's me. She's Alice. The me I'll be 2 days from now. I don't get it. Shouldn't I already know where your ships are? She smiles a wicked grin, and I wonder if I ever truly look that sinister when I smile. B3. We could go like this all day. Me sitting here, her calling out each and every ship on the board, peg by peg, as if by rote, which I keep forgetting it is. Give me a break, I tell her. B3, May. Hit or miss? Mabel's my middle name. It's what I decided to call myself when I'm out of time, so my family and friends would know who's who. Hit, I say with a great exhalation of air. Then, quieter, almost a whisper, You sunk my battleship. She beams with pride. Cheater, I mumble. Loser, she replies. Tell you what, out of the goodness of my heart, I'll let you have a try. Don't you mean out of guilt? Do you want to try or not? She says, staring me down. Did I ever realize my eyebrows were crooked? That the arch of the left was slightly higher than the right? Or is it the way she's squinching her forehead, looking like she's in pain as she waits for me to go? H10, I say. Her lips curl into a lopsided grin. Miss, my turn. D3. Smack dab in the middle of my aircraft carrier. Hit, I say, sounding disappointed. That's not fair. No one ever said life was going to be fair. I often wonder if these quiet afternoons, the ones where I find myself a blink or two into my own past or future, are what it might feel like to have a twin. More and more I think about it, it might be nicer to have a twin. I've learned that I can be quite annoying at times. Hey, Al, I say to my future self. Do you ever wish you could do something more than this with your ability? Huh? I mean, sitting here in our room like this, playing these stupid games. Don't you wish we could fix something that was wrong in the world, stop it before it started? D4, she says. Well? Do I really need to answer that? That's how conversation works, you know. I ask you something, you answer. Wash, rinse, repeat. She looks up at me, her lips pressed together. Pencil thin ask question again, instead of her voice. I sigh. I guess not, I say. And she doesn't. Not really. She's me only a couple of days from now, after all. Not enough time's passed for her answer to be altogether that much different from mine. Ever since I realized I was inflicted with this thing, I've wanted to go back and change the past. Mine, Miss Dinah's, and the other kids too. But I've always failed miserably. Every single time. Talk about a cycle of wash, rinse, repeat. It was enough to drive you mad. I remember reading online once that the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, but expecting a different outcome. Einstein said that, if you can believe the attribution of a quote on the internet. I wonder how many times I've sat here with the future version of myself playing this exact same game, with these exact same coordinates, resulting in the exact same outcome. My 2-man destroyer is sitting in the right lower quadrant of the grid. I wait until Alice's attention is diverted, when she turns to take a sip of her pop and try to move it 2 spaces to the left. "You did that last time too, you know," she says without looking up. "Did what?" I ask, feigning innocence. "Move your destroyer. From J7 and 8 to J9 and 10. "Did not." When I look up, Mom's stern face is hidden within her features. "You were thinking about the definition of insanity, and then you changed it trying to do something different. Have you forgotten who I am, Einstein?" "You suck," I said to her. "And so does time travel." She nods. Does it ever? When we make eye contact, Alice is wearing the exact expression I imagine she sees on me, and we start to giggle. A few seconds later, I wipe a tear from my eye, and she laughs even harder. "You're crying," she says, and the first tear trickles down her cheek. "So are you," I say, and for some reason, I laugh harder as well. Our giggles turn into snickers, and then morph into belly guffaws, until we're literally rolling around on the floor, both of us trying to massage the stitches from our bellies. Eventually, the chortles slowly settle until there's only the odd trickle of a chuckle. "D2, she says. "Seriously?" I ask. I mean, come on already. We all know how this is going to end. "D2, May." "Hit," I say, defeated. This was You Sunk My Battleship Again by Elise Abram. Read more about Alice Mable in I Was, Am, and Will Be Alice by Elise Abram. Check our show notes for links. Elise Abram is a high school teacher of English and computer studies, former archaeologist, editor, publisher, award-winning author, avid reader of literary and science fiction, and a student of the human condition. Everything she does, watches, reads, and hears is fodder for her writing. She is passionate about writing and language, cooking, and ABC's Once Upon a Time. In her spare time, she experiments with paleo cookery, knits badly, and writes. She also bakes. Most of the time it doesn't burn. Her family doesn't seem to mind. Find more at eliseabram.com. Music is provided by Mads. Learn more about Second Saga, our authors, how to submit your flash fiction, and how to support the podcast in the show notes. This has been Mariah Avix and Second Saga.